Hello, this is Dr. Eric Tangumonkem with IEM Approach, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential, develop that potential, and deploy it. The reason you are having great potential in you is because your generation needs you to rise up to the occasion and provide much needed solutions to the problems your generation is facing. You are in the right place at the right time, and your life has meaning and purpose. You have an assignment. That is why you are here right now. There is no mistake. There is no coincidence. Everything has been orchestrated for you to be here at this particular time, because you are not only needed, you have an assignment that only you and you alone will be able to carry out that assignment. What I'm trying to do is to share with you my story, my journey, with the hope that it is going to inspire you, it is going to equip you, it is going to motivate you so that you can rise up to the occasion. If you are listening to me right now and you are faced with an impossible situation, you are faced with a task that you feel that you don't have what it takes to accomplish it, I want to encourage you. You are not alone. You are at the right place. I felt like that many years ago, and even right now, I still have projects that are ahead of me that are bigger, way bigger than my greatest imagination. But I've discovered a secret that I want to share with you, a secret that is going to change your life from the inside out. I want you to try it. We are talking about walking by faith. And I must add that when many people hear about faith, they go, oh, there they go again, the religious nuts. It's not about religion. It's about being able to operate in the sixth dimension. It's about being able to operate in the sixth dimension. Many people operate using only the fifth dimension. When you can activate the sixth dimension in your life, you will never remain the same. If your life is only governed by what you see with your physical eyes, I make emphasis on seeing with the physical eyes because it's possible to see with the eyes of your mind, with the eyes of your spirit. If your life is only governed by what you see, what you touch, what you feel, what you hear, in short, if your five senses govern your life, you are going to be limited. If your five senses govern your life, you are going to be limited. You must be able to activate the sixth sense. You must be able to see beyond what the eyes see. You must be able to go beyond what you hear, what other people are telling you, what your surrounding is telling you, what your circumstances is telling you, what your experience is telling you, and what the economy is telling you, what your background is telling you, what your ethnicity, your race, you name it, is telling you. Those who have been able to have an impact on world history, those who have been able to leave a lasting legacy Those who bring forth innovation and change are people who have discovered how to operate beyond their five senses. I didn't say your five senses don't have a role to play. They do. You need to be able to taste and enjoy your food to eat. You need to be able to see, to move around. However, we are more than flesh and blood. We have a spiritual dimension. That is why today you hear some people say that I have been born in a different body. What are they talking about? We dig deeply. It's spiritual. We have a spiritual dimension. If you don't believe in spirituality, if you are not a spiritual person, spiritually dead, it's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to get connected back to your Creator so that you can activate that dimension of faith that is going to take you places. There is no way you can explain how you and I are having this conversation, because what set me on this path was the faith dimension. I was sitting in a meeting, a Geologic Society meeting in 2001, when I heard the voice of God telling me, son, it's time to go to the United States of America to study. I wasn't expecting it, but I heard it, and I stepped out believing that I have an assignment, and that is why I'm here today to share with you the journey. This is the fourth part of it. I'm already in the United States, and I'm faced with a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges. I want you to remember, when you step out and take the first step, it is not going to be easy. However, you have to stay in the game. You have to make sure that you don't give up. You have to make sure you persevere. I will share with you some details of my circumstances when I arrived in the United States and how I dealt with the obstacles that I was facing at that time. Before I get into those details, I want you to remember that if you're watching me today, no matter where you are, no matter what you are facing, no matter how impossible your circumstances appear to be, no matter how difficult the situation is, I want you not to give up. I want you to focus on the goal. Keep your eyes on the goal. Keep your eyes on the objective. Watch out who you listen to. Your environment is talking to you. Your friends are talking to you. Your circumstances are talking to you. If you let them speak you out of where you want to go, you are going to fail. It always gets extremely, excruciatingly difficult before you get a big breakthrough. And that is when most people quit. You've had a tremendous idea for a business. You've gone ahead and launched that business, but now you are cash strapped. And there's this voice in your head telling you, you thought you were going to succeed. Look around you. Many people have tried and failed. You are going to be a failure. If you don't stop listening to that voice, you are going to fail. Now it's time for you to shut your ears and stop listening to that nagging voice that is telling you you failed before, you're going to fail again, or other people in your family or your circle of friends have failed and you are going to fail. Please listen to me. Stop listening to that voice. Stay focused. Yesterday I said I arrived in the United States with $2,000 in my coffers, and my tuition was $4,000. And the $2,000 that I was having with me was borrowed at 10% a month. The interest was about $300 a month. And that interest was accruing with each passing day. That was one of my obstacles. I had just recently gotten married. I was about 18 months old in marriage. Our first son was less than a year old. They were back in Cameroon. I'm separated from them by 8,000 miles, and I'm homesick. I don't have the money to pay my tuition. I don't have money to send back to Cameroon to take care of my family, and all that pressure is mounting on me. I went to the department and told them, I'm here to study. I don't have a scholarship. I need some help. And they said, there isn't much we can do for you. You need to go to class and perform. And based upon your performance, we will see what we can do. I had to perform under excruciatingly difficult circumstances. Take, for example, I arrived in the United States to do graduate school work with zero knowledge of computers. I had used the internet before, but my skills were extremely rudimentary. For example, I did not know what a folder was, a folder on a computer. Let's talk of importing something, making attachment, and sending them out. I remember vividly my first lab. It was a remote sensing lab. And I sat in the lab. The teaching assistant told us, open your computers, go to folder number Z, import these files into Excel. When you manipulate the data, export it out to NV. When you generate the images in NV, download them, take them into Canvas, manipulate them, put on a label and a scale, take out the pictures from Canvas and write a report in Word. How many computer programs are those? I was lost. I did not know where to start. I couldn't do anything. Now remember, as I said, the department had already told me, you have to perform and we'll see what to do with your situation. And here I was sitting in the lab and I could not do anything because my computer skills were zero. I had two options. A part of me told me, just give up. By the way, you can go get some odd jobs and just survive. And the part of me told me, you've been through obstacles before and you've overcame challenges. This is just another challenge. You have to throw in your all and face it head on and push yourself through. Why did I take that approach? Because when I finished my undergraduate in Cameroon, from the English-speaking side of the country, I went to a French university, and 90% of the lectures were in French. I can remember my first class, I was trying to take notes. The professor is dictating the notes in French. My French was horrible. I'm trying to take down notes. I just got lost. I turned around, some of my colleagues seated by me. I tried to see if I could copy their notes. They're using shorthand. I didn't know the language. Shorthand just made it worse. There and then, I made a pivotal decision that I would translate those notes. When the professor is speaking in French, I was going to translate them in English immediately and take down my notes in English. I pushed myself hard. I remember some of my classmates that we enrolled in the program dropping out because it got too difficult. I'm saying this because you have overcame some challenges in your life. Is going on. Okay, we are back. I had some issues with my router, so sorry about that interruption. So what I'm saying is that you've been prepared. You've been prepared for whatever you are facing right now. You've been prepared. And that is why it's very important to know your story. I'm sharing my own story with the hope that it's going to let you begin to connect the dots. One of these days, we're going to talk about what do you have. We're going to talk about how to take ownership of your story. Stop running away from what you've been through, because what you've been through has prepared you to be able to face what you're facing right now. If only you can realize that you've already been prepared for this moment, you will rise up to that occasion and you're going to win big. That is how I summoned the courage. I wasn't going to let computers or my lack of computer knowledge or whatever to stop me from succeeding in graduate school. I threw in my all. I asked my friends for help. I mean, I just walked people onto the point where when I was coming, some people were like, oh, here he comes again. Can't you read a manual? I mean, I'm going to read a manual. Where do I start? I don't even know what a folder is. I don't know what an attachment is. I don't know the connection between the software and the hardware and all that. Please, I'm not sharing all this for you to pity me. I'm not sharing all this for you to look down on me. What I want you to know is that my problem was computers. You have your own problem. You know it. You know those things that are holding you back. You know those things that are preventing you from reaching your best. You know them. I want you to face them. All of us have our issues. All of us are at different levels of our journey. All of us have our own obstacles. Mine was money. Mine was computers. What is your own? Do you know what is holding you back? Have you identified it? If not, you won't be able to have victory because you don't know the enemy you are facing. For your information, right now, I mean, I worked in oil and gas. I've used a lot of complicated softwares. I use a lot of computers these days. I've grown a lot. I didn't let it stop me. However, remember, my tuition is $4,000 and I'm having just $2,000 on me. $2,000 borrowed. The pressure is immense. It's tense. I don't know how I can put it, but I was under immense pressure. Then something happened along the line. I came back from school one day. I'm standing at the sink doing the dishes, and the devil started speaking in my ear. Eric, you are toast. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? The interest on this money is mounting with each passing day, and you are not making any money. You've dug a deeper hole because you took a temporary loan from school to be able to enroll. Because I went to the bursar's office and I was able to take a short-term loan to add to the $2,000 for it to pay my first semester tuition. I ran out of money completely. I was miserable. And this voice was telling me, there's no way out. You're going to fail. I mean, yeah, you've borrowed money. How are you going to pay the money you just borrowed from the school? How are you going to pay it? How are you going to pay the one that you borrowed from Cameroon to come here? You are telling me that God sent you on this mission? God asked you to come to this country? And he did not just throw a money back from heaven to you? You really believe that God exists? Why did he put money in a big bag and put it under your bed? When you get up in the morning, you have all this money to pay off your debt and your problem is solved. Voila, you are free. I listened to that voice. And I just told God, well, you hear what the devil is saying? You are owing. You gave me the idea to come to this country. And you didn't throw the money down from heaven. You didn't put it under my bed in the morning for me to have a money bag. Here am I owing. It was your idea. It wasn't mine. I was minding my night, I was minding my way, and you interjected and said, time to go to America to study now. You're going to pay that money. You're going to pay. I'm not going to take that burden. No, it's not mine. It's not my business. I decided to push away the burden, not because I had a solution, but I said, I'm not going to bear it. I'm not alone. And that is why I'm saying, for those of you who think that, believing in God, those of you who think that having faith in God is is a sign of a lack of intellectual prowess, is a sign of a lack of being smart, it's a sign of a lack of being analytical, or it's a sign of not being able to have I don't know how to put it. I don't know. But in my case, I handed my burden to God. I said, you're going to take care of. You're going to take care of this debt. You're going to pay this debt because I'm here on your mission. I'm here on your mission. After I had that conversation, the burden was lighting on me. I still didn't know how I was going to pull it through. I don't know. I ran out of money. Now I've borrowed even more money. Then something happened that made me to understand that I was going to have victory. I was going to see God come through for me. Yes, I'm mentioning God here because no matter what you are doing right now, no matter the obstacle that you are facing, you can turn to God. He will come through for you. I did. I experienced that firsthand. It's my story. It's what I went through. And I'm just sharing it with you that it can help you. When I came here, I was dead poor. I'd never had 6 pairs of socks before in my life at one time. Again, please, I'm not sharing this with you to have pity on me. I don't know what your own area of lack is. Some of you are very wealthy. You've made a lot of money. Your business has succeeded beyond your widest imagination. However, your children are having issues. However, your marriage is falling apart. However, your health is falling apart. Some of you lack peace. Some of you lack purpose. Some of you lack joy. You've tried many different things to make you feel fulfilled. Unfortunately, nothing works. You got problems. Mine was lack of socks. And that is why I prayed, Lord, I need some socks. I don't have socks. I'm not having money to buy socks because, as I've already explained, I borrowed a lot of money to pay my tuition and all that. I came in August, about August 15th, and sometime in October, at about 11 p.m., I got a knock on my door. I was wondering, who is here to see me at this odd hour? I just came here and I had not yet made, it was less than 4 months, so I had not made some serious friends yet. I opened the door and another student that I met at the international office was standing at the door. And he had something in his hands for me. I reached out and I took it. When he left, I opened it. 6 pairs of brand new socks. I went ballistic. I was so excited. Oh my God. Oh my God. I got my socks. I prayed for socks and I got my socks. Oh my God. I got my socks. I got my socks. Whoa, I got my socks. It's not about the socks. It's not about the socks. It's about the fact that if God could listen to my prayer and provide something as mundane as socks, something as insignificant as socks, something as simple as socks, he was going to take care of my tuition. He was going to take care of me in school. He was going to make sure I will do well in this country. He was going to see me through. If God can come through for my socks, he was going to come through for all the other things that are needed. It was not about the socks. It was about the fact that God answers prayer. I got excited. I got excited. And that is how I was able to finish school debt-free in the United States, because I unleashed my faith, my trust, my confidence that God is alive. He is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. He answers prayer. This is just one of the many prayers that God answered in my life. When you read the book, Coming to America, A Journey of Faith, the details are in here. It's my story. I stand by it. It's what I experienced, and I'm sharing it with you because there's somebody out there that needs to hear this story, that needs to read this book and experience your breakthrough. Get it for your children. Get it for your nephews. Get it for your uncles. Get it for your relatives. Get it for your students. Let them read this book. Let them experience how to unleash their faith, how to do the impossible. We are going to be wrapping up next time, and I will just wrap up the first phase of this journey and tell you precisely how that tuition was able to be paid and how I finished school debt-free. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much for your encouragement. I want you to do me this favor. If what I've spoken has encouraged you, if it has inspired you, please share it. Don't keep it to you alone. I've already told you how the story of Samuel Morris and Lexon Kalia impacted my own life. I want you to share this story. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want you to connect to me. You have my phone number on the screen there. If you need a one-on-one consultation with me, please reach out to me. If you're going through stuff, you need encouragement, let's talk. Once more, you've been listening to Dr. Eric Tangumonkem with IEM Approach, where we equip, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop that potential, and deploy. God bless you.